Gone a short time, but they've waited more than 60 years to be welcomed home, and tonight Mid-Missouri is going to give them an ovation like none other.
Mid-Missouri veterans are scheduled to arrive at 10:45 this evening. So if you're watching now, you still have time to actually make it to the Marriott to welcome them back. This is the 9th Central Missouri Honor Flight, and on the 8th trip to Washington, D.C., the veterans got to see more than just the World War II memorial.
If you have a father, grandfather, great-grandfather, anybody that was in World War II, that's the best thing they can do is send them up here.
At the Iwo Jima Memorial, 32-foot-high figures honor a time when uncommon valor was plentiful. The sculpture captures the 1945 Joe Rosenthal Pulitzer Prize-winning photograph of Marines raising a flag atop Mount Suribachi. The image is particularly moving to some of these honor flight veterans because they were there.
My father was in World War II, didn't live long enough to see his memorial, and my son is in the Marine Corps.
At the Air Force Memorial, veterans took photos of the 270-foot stainless steel contrails.
Very powerful.
We found this guardian and veteran admiring a quote about valor.
My father was a World War II veteran. He fought in the European theater. He went in on Omaha Beach D-Day plus 28.
Mary Wolfe had planned to take her father on this honor flight, but he died before she had the chance. Throughout the trip, she rarely let go of his roommate's hand.
Martin and I became friends when he moved into the residential facility my parents were living in, Meadow Ridge Estates in Moberly. And I became friends with him, and he was very supportive during the loss of my father. My father died on my parents' 63rd wedding anniversary, July 12th. This past summer, but Martin and I came ahead and came here.
Too many names.
At the Vietnam Wall, family members made etchings of some of the 58,000 names. This Jefferson City Vietnam veteran says he still suffers from exposure to Agent Orange. Mike Beck paid his own airfare to push wheelchairs on this honor flight. In the shadow of a billowing flag, this former soldier gave thanks that on this day, the wind was blowing.
It tears me up. And the wind helps dry the tears.
That, of course, is KMOU 8's Sarah Hill reporting there. Well, a different group honoring veterans rolled through Columbia today, but with similar meaning. This one's called Rolling Thunder. It's the annual Run for the Wall. It's a cross-country trek beginning in the state of California. The ride is finished in honor of Vietnam veterans and will end at the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in Washington, D.C.
And we are live at the Courtyard by Marriott, where a large crowd has gathered. They're waiting to welcome home about 68 honor flight veterans. Now, right now, those honor flight veterans in 2 buses are headed to the Kingdom City area. They'll be here in about 45 minutes, so you still have time in Missouri to come on out to the Courtyard by Marriott. Joining me now is Jan Bell. She is a daughter of a World War II veteran. What motivated you to come out here tonight?
My father and I went on the 3rd trip last June, and I was so impressed by the honor flight and what it did to our lives that I decided to actively volunteer with every flight after that.
Specifically, there was a moment that helped him get through with some therapy, correct?
Yes, it did. Recently, my father had brain surgery and had a tumor removed, and afterwards he was not able to speak. When he finally started speaking, it was just yes or no. And one day we put his honor flight shirt on him, and he was, somebody mentioned to him, and they continued to talk to him and said, "Oh, Jack, were you on honor flight?" And he, all of a sudden, just, the words just started flowing. I was on honor flight, you know, and everything came back to him.
Great. Good night.
Okay, thanks a lot, Sarah. That is such a great
Coming
thing.
up in about 45 minutes.
And those are some tired guys, but lots of good memories, no doubt.
What was they started at 2:15?